Local act Elsinore with Wooden Houses off their LP. Yes. You know, pardon me, the General. And it has a special place in our next guest's heart here. Good old Don Ferguson. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Do you want to shout out to someone real quick?
Yeah, I actually want to give a quick shout out to my mom, Stephanie, for calling in earlier and winning that free coffee you gave away this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, Mom.
Aw, that's so sweet. But the reason why the Wooden Houses Elsinore track has such a fond place in your heart is because you actually, in fact, created the animated music video for the song.
I did.
Yeah, and that's going to be shown tonight, yes?
That'll be shown tonight as part of the 7 o'clock block before Ed Glazer's film Press Start to continue. Anyway, so a little bit about the music video, I guess.
Yes, please.
The music video is kind of a reimagining of the Three Little Pigs story.
Oh, I could see that. Wooden Houses. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so the idea, the premise I came up with was having the final pig in the story and the wolf being kind of an estranged married couple. Mm-hmm. And he moves out, and she spins the video trying to find him, going from house to house and inadvertently blowing those houses down along the way. It was a lot of fun to do. I kind of did it as a learning project. So learned Adobe Illustrator and Flash and After Effects to make the video.
That's awesome. And what were there any other inspirations apart from the song for the video?
Well, the song was pretty much it. Some of the character design. There's a little one of the pigs in the video has like a basketball jersey and a backwards hat and is texting, and that's kind of like a 10-year-old version of my brother. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure inspiration came from all over for it. But how the whole thing got started, I actually talked to Ryan Groff, the singer of Elsinore, at a party. Yeah, and mentioned the idea of it. A few weeks later, he sent me a rough version of the album version, not the EP version of the song, and I listened to it on repeat while I cleaned my apartment, and by 45 minutes later had the basic structure of it, and then it was just a matter of about a year to on and off to make it happen.
But that is brilliant. Just kudos to you for doing that. Yes. So definitely check out Don Ferguson's Wooden Houses premiering tonight in the 7 o'clock show section of the New Art Film Festival. This film festival is something you cannot miss. It's happening. It begins at 5 o'clock, and it's just phenomenal. And Jason, you want to say anything about this?
I agree. It's phenomenal. Yes, of course. I could probably speak hours, but we don't have hours. We probably just have minutes for the sake of the show today. I will just name drop a couple more films that we don't have the filmmakers here today to talk about them. Please. But the first show at 5 p.m. Portraits 2025 is kind of a collage, slice of life documentary about being, roughly 20 to 25 in this day and age. Probability of Possibilities is a dance for camera film. It was made as a thesis film here in the dance department at the university. Diversion is kind of a Chicago set blackmail thriller. Hanjan is a kind of a hitman, kind of a more staid European style drama that was shot here in CU, of course, 1972. At 7 p.m., we have Press Start 2 continue. That's going to be led into by Wooden Houses, and then before that, Bedtime for Timmy, which is another animated short made by a local guy, Thomas Nickel, whereas with Don's film, which was all computer generated, both the two-dimensional and three-dimensional elements of the visuals. Bedtime for Timmy is done in an older, probably both styles have existed since the dawn of filmmaking, but it's stop-motion animation, so it's a classic where he built the physical three-dimensional set for the kids' room, and the puppet of little Timmy and the puppets of the monsters and all that show up, and it's a good one. Then the 9 p.m. Amber Rose is a somber character drama. Somber not being like a downer all the way through, but it just has serious themes having to do with we'll say child endangerment, and we'll leave it at that. But it's a good film. It's totally done locally with local and professional actors, and again directed by Mike Trippetti, who's been kind of one of my earliest contacts in the community as far as making movies in the community. So we just have had a good rapport, and he's kind of like one of my earliest fans, as it were, of doing the whole journalism aspect of reporting about the local movies. Okay, 11 o'clock, that kicks off with 1972 as well. The Window into Time is another film directed by Thomas Nickel. That's a live-action film, kind of loosely based off of the writings of the New England horror author H.P. Lovecraft. That also has some special effects and animation things going on in that too. It's kind of creepy, but in the 11 o'clock hour, that's exactly what we need. After that, In Vino Veritas, which is kind of a modernized take on the Poe story, The Cask of Amontillado. It's shot out at Sleepy Creek Vineyards, which is near Danville in Fairmount. And then the final film, One Roach for Seamus. This is kind of the token older film brought back to life. It's made probably around 1990 originally by a lot of local folks, friends, who never finished it. They were in high school at the time, or they were actually had just graduated high school. So it's kind of a flashback for them. And then the main guy behind it, Carl Bauer, dug out the old tapes, in the past couple of years. Now that, a lot of the technology is still available to make your own movies, let alone, ones of grander scope. And, just time was their friend as far as knowledge and figuring out how to put together that movie. So they finally finished it after all this time. So it's definitely kind of in that kind of grainy, dark, black and white, Eraserhead-ish type thing. So what better, movie to carry us through the midnight hour to end the film festival this year? So true, so true. And is there anything else to be said about the New Art Film Festival? We're happy to do this. We're happy that all these filmmakers feel that it's worth their while to let us share their work with the community at the art. And I'm sure a lot of the filmmakers are happy to actually see their work, projected on the big screen. These days with so many avenues for getting out your work, it's great, but it also can be limiting in a weird way. I think a lot of filmmakers, if they had their druthers, they would love to see their work on the big screen as much as possible, because that just gives it scope. And as far as audience taking it in, I think it just brings out the maximum in what a movie can provide to an audience, experiencing it. And it's just a testament to all the filmmakers and the actors and the technicians and all the people that work hard on these movies, that they dig in and they make these things happen, but that a lot of people are making these things happen here in the community. And, if nothing else, my, self-professed job is to make sure people know about it and that they support your local filmmakers. Exactly. A special thanks again to you, Jason Pan-Koki, for coming in. Exactly. Pan-Koki for coming in today. And thank you so much to you, Don, for coming in. And a special thanks to Chris Lukeman as well and Ed Glassner for coming in today. Glacier. Good Lord. It's still early in the morning, for crying in a bucket. But you know what? Go see these films. It's going to be a fantastic time. The New Art Film Festival over at the Art Theater tonight, kicking off at 5 p.m. Even if you can't go the entire time, go for some of it, because this is something you're not going to want to miss. Absolutely. And yes, come on out. Dress up your best video game attire for the costume contest right before press start to continue. Come out to meet Bruce, the robot star of Once Upon a Time in 1972. I don't know how animated he'll be tonight, but he'll be pretty cool at the very least, sitting there joining us for the film festival. And then I guess last thing is, if we want to quickly drop websites so people can check out work online. Come on up. Okay, so the New Art Film Festival, if you want to see last minute information, we're on Facebook, facebook.com/New Art Film Festival. If you're interested in the stories of the filmmakers in Champaign-Urbana and the cities beyond, CU Confidential's blog, the Blog Potential, is the place you want to go. That's micro-film-magazine/CU blog. And then for the individual filmmakers, why don't you tell us? For the animated music video, my website is zimosanimation.com, ZIMOS animation.com. And you can look back in my blog archives and see every step of the production of the music video, which is kind of cool. So from early sketches to
finished little clips.
Sounds good.
And for Once Upon a Time in 1972 and all sorts of other ridiculous horror comedies, my production company is Kill Vampire Lincoln Productions, and our website is killvampirelincoln.com.
But we do love the real Lincoln, by the way.
Oh, of course.
And for Press Start to continue, you can check out its own website, pressstart2.com, or for my production company, Dark Maze Studios, you can go to darkmaze.com.
Oh, can I add a last one?
Of course.
None of this would really be possible in a certain way without Sanford Hesse, the art theater itself, and the fact that he, basically took over the theater when, like a lot of small theaters, there's a possibility that it would have shuttered. And we have to give him big props. And I think year round with the films that he brings in, and the fact that he's really been creative with varying up the programming there at the Arts, every week of the year. We thank him for letting us do the New Art Film Festival there. His website is www.thecuart.com. You can check that, every week to see what's playing at your local wonderful single screen theater.
Definitely. Okay, once again, the New Art Film Festival, go see it tonight at the Art Theater in Champaign, kicking off at 5 o'clock. Have a great day. See you. Great day. See you.